Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share the messages that I get from Spirit and from all of our higher selves on this journey to love. And so I'm going to share a message that came through from someone's healing yesterday that I did. And so straight away, what I saw when I do healings for people, I see their energies and I see whatever comes through that they need to know at the time. And what I saw was a teacup like this, and the teacup was shaking. And so the contents of the teacup was spilling over the sides. And then when the picture panned out, what I saw was that her and her twin were holding the teacup up in their hands like that on the top of the fingers. And they were holding it together. And so when they stabilized their hand, then the teacup settled and the water settled inside. The tea settled inside. And so it was, and the message was basically saying, let the storm in the teacup pass, because it was symbolizing that, you know, that fluctuation when they were not in balance, it was tipping the tea everywhere. And if you think about the symbology of the tea in the teacup, you know, in the UK, we always say if someone's gone through a difficult time, we say, oh, let's make a cup of tea. I'll give you a cup of tea. So it was very symbolic of saying, you know, the storminess that you feel inside, you have the power to create that stillness again. And you're doing that together, you know. And the song that came through was a song which was called, it was by Tapao, and it's called China in Your Hand. And when I look for the song, there's always messages in the comments. And there was this particular comment that I was drawn to. And it was somebody making a comment to say, I think the meaning of this song is that China is very fragile. And it symbolizes that life and love is very precious and that we shouldn't take it for granted. And that was such a powerful message, because there had been, you know, basically the fact that the cup was tipping up at the beginning of the healing was symbolic of, you know, that self-doubt that comes in, that self-doubt that, you know, basically everything that we mentally tell ourselves. And then, of course, when I could see that the picture was panning out, and I actually saw it was both of them below, sort of entwined together, holding the cup. And when it panned out, the cup started to stabilize. So again, you know, it's really significant to say that, and the message today is let the storm in the teacup pass, because you have the ability to create a lot of self-doubt, right, in your mind, and that tips the balance of the teacup. Now, the other thing that happened, the reason why I have a yellow rose in this teacup is that significantly my mum pointed out, I'm staying at my mum's at the moment, and my mum pointed out a yellow rose today. And she said, oh, I cut that yellow rose back really, really severely last year, and look at it. And it's blossoming all over you know, it's really bloomed really, really vibrantly. And which it was significant that it was the yellow rose, because I did a healing for a lady this was like last year. But it just reminded me about how special this journey is. Because when I did the healing for her, right at the end, her twin gave me a yellow rose. And it was really significant. It was very significant that it was a yellow rose. So when I wrote up the healing of what I saw and what, you know, basically what I did, I said about the yellow rose. Now, she came back to me and she was totally overwhelmed, because that was his calling card for her. He would always give her a yellow rose. And just as I say that, there is a white feather just blowing down in the wind just in front of me. Just amazing. And it almost brings me to tears, even thinking about it now, because they hadn't been in contact. So I think they were childhood sweethearts, and then now they were in their 60s or something. But it was very significant that it was a yellow rose. And so it is, and so the reason why that is significant now is to say, that what you have in your twin flame, soul to soul, whatever connection, is so incredibly special. And I think we can really very often forget that, because we get very much tied into the fears and the doubts and the self-doubt and, are we deceiving ourselves? Is this really going to happen? And it kind of takes away from the beauty and the amazingness of this journey. And so that's really what I wanted to, that's why I used the yellow rose and put the yellow rose in the teacup today, because you are creating this incredible love and, bringing beauty to the planet with your love. So be gentle with yourself, basically, is the message today. Be gentle with yourself and honor the journey that you are doing to bring love to the planet, because it is delicate, it is fragile, it is as powerful as love is, it is also very fragile, and it needs to be tended and it needs to be looked after. And so that, that's the message for today. Tend to yourself, look after yourself, and trust that there is a bigger plan for you to come together. So 66 is the letter that wants to come out today. So I'm going to read letter 66 from the books. And it is summer solstice today. So I am taking all of my crystals that I use in the healing, and I'm taking them to Stonehenge to put against the rocks to get all of the energy of, because it's the one day that you can actually go up to and touch the rocks. So I'm going to do that and watch the sunrise this morning. So it's a very exciting day. It's also my granddad's birthday. He is 98 today. So there we go. So I want you to know that I truly, deeply, madly love you. And more than that, I'm in love with you and everything about you. Every time I think about you, about us, about our life together, it gives me goosebumps and makes me feel giddy inside, like a child getting his favourite present. The sense of anticipation is just too much to bear. I love you with all my heart, knowing that we're going to come back together and have our chance at a ridiculously cool life is just beyond my wildest dreams. I am counting down the seconds, counting my chickens, that I have you, that we found each other, that we were created together in our golden egg of creation. I love you. Okay. How gorgeous. I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'm just being drawn to read letter 98. So, 98. You are a sparkling ray of divine light, lighting my path back to you, lighting my path with love and adoration for your beauty. The call of your heart on mine is like the voice of an angel whispering in my ear, saying, come with me, follow me to the light, follow me to where the land is golden, to where the rainbow meets the pot of gold. Follow me home, follow me back to where your heart wants to return. Our return back to oneness is where we will be living under our rainbow, beauty in love.